Hey guys, what is up? CapNCrizow here with LagRunner Gaming, and today we are checking out Thumper. Now, previously I have spoken in my other videos about how I wanted to do a couple more videos on some awesome seated VR experiences, and to be honest, this game is phenomenal. I picked it up on Steam. Not exactly sure how much it is right now, but I will make sure to put the link down below. But when I bought it, it was really affordable, probably about 20 bucks. This game, it's a reminiscent of maybe a Guitar Hero or something like this, but it's actually a really unique game. You're some kind of, as you can see, you're some kind of metallic space beetle flying through hyperspace, fighting off big demonic heads or something while flying down a cosmic Hot Wheels track. I'm not exactly sure what the story of this is, or even if there is a story or if it makes any sense. But as a VR game, this game is awesome. And I think it really goes to show, to prove a point, what I was talking about with VR, some of my previous videos, is that a lot of people, right away, they want to have a very in-depth VR experience. When they hear about VR, one of the first things that come to mind is maybe something like the HTC Vive, and where they would put the helmet on and they would add the controllers, and somehow people get convinced that as soon as you put that VR helmet on, then you're just teleported somehow to another dimension where you can just do anything you want and there's no more limitations. And what's funny is that obviously things couldn't be further from the truth. A lot of the time when people do put on VR for the first time, I mean, it is very convincing. Suddenly you do feel like you've been kind of transported into some other reality, but in real reality, you do have to keep in mind that there are still things around. You are inside of a closed space, and it's really easy to lose your sense of direction or lose your equilibrium when you're doing VR, because you have so little tying you back to regular reality. And so my point with that being is that I'm sure that many people have seen all of the wonderful videos on YouTube of people, the VR fails or whatever the case might be. And you'll see people put on the VR helmet, maybe they're doing a roller coaster or a horror game or something, and you watch these people fall over, fall out of their chair, maybe even fall right on their face. It's not really all that, it's kind of funny to watch, but to be honest, that would hurt a lot. So my heart kind of goes out to those folks a little bit, but I understand. It's incredibly captivating when you put yourself in there. And you would be surprised how quickly people who are unfamiliar with VR, as soon as you give them the controllers, you may as well have put them into a cockpit of a F-15 fighter jet or something, because somehow it seems fairly common that people will just suddenly forget how to use their hands, or lose the concept of buttons and things. And I know that sounds silly, but those of you out there that are familiar with VR, if you guys have shared that with other people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But to kind of pull it back to the point here is, this game that I'm playing right now, this game is if we're talking about captivating, this one, it's got you 100%. The reason that I'm doing a voiceover for this video, rather than just speaking to you guys as my viewers while I'm playing it, is that I tried that. I tried it over and over again, and there was no way. There was no way that I was going to be able to give you guys commentary and play this game at the same time. it demands 100% of your attention. Everything is moving super fast, and you have milliseconds to make your decisions as to what buttons you're going to push and things. So there was no way I was going to be able to focus on trying to chat with you guys about VR experiences and seated VR and play this game at the same time. It was just, there's no way to do it. But I did want to bring you guys a good video of this game, because my point being is that seated VR can be awesome, and it's actually, you know, in many capacities it's safer. It's easier for people who are less experienced in the VR realms to just kind of sit down, and you can give them a controller, they're familiar with how that feels, and then you can just send them on their way. Now this game, Thumper, as far as I can tell, through all that I've played it, it basically uses one button and a joystick, or the D-pad, or arrow keys, or however. It's a very simple, controlled game. That's not to say it's a simple game at all. It's a very hard game, but it's awesome. I love this game. I play it a lot. It's incredibly entertaining. You know, flying through hyperspace at super high speeds, and you know, this game kind of plays a little bit like a Guitar Hero. It's a rhythm game, and so the music plays a very large part in your gameplay. You have to really listen to what's going on. It gives you, you know, warnings as to what's coming down the line for you. It may seem a bit confusing as you guys are watching this. And keep in mind, this is only the first level. This game gets so much more intense and so much more demanding of your attention. But every time I put on the headset and I play some Thumper, I have a great time. It's borderline like a psychedelic experience. It's amazing. But all I'm doing is just sitting down, and I'm using the joypad, and I'm using one button. And you know, the makers of this game, they did a great job. They really made a terrific game with Thumper, and I love the music, I love the gameplay, I love the high intensity and the speed and the really cool, you know, psychedelic hyperspace style art that's all over the place. Your environment's just crazy. But you know, this really goes to show that seated VR experiences really are, you know, they're not being pushed out of the market by full room scale VR experiences, contrary to what, you know, other people might tell you. Yes, room scale and motion tracked experiences, they are awesome. They really take the you know, this whole captivating, immersive aspect of VR and really bring it to that next level. But to be fair, sometimes that's a little bit much for people. As I try to share VR with folks, I come to find out that, you know, people have various different kinds of reactions to it. Some people can put the headset on and they just dive right in, and they don't have any problems interfacing with the game or anything. They just go for it and it works out for them. While at the same time, sometimes other folks, they have a completely different reaction. And to be fair, if I were to give them motion tracking controllers and let them do some room scale and run around the house, it's not always a completely safe experience. People will lose their coordination and their equilibrium and balance and stuff. It really is more demanding of your attention than people might first think. So, you know, I do suggest to folks out there, you know, I really like VR. I really like showing it to people and, you know, allowing them to have a glimpse into what it is to do the VR experience, because I think that it's awesome. For me, it's kind of taken gaming to a whole nother level. It's changed my taste in games and what it is that I'm looking for in games, and I kind of like to share that with folks, you know. But while doing that, through that adventure, I found out that, you know, it's not always wise just to go throwing somebody into a full room scale situation. They get very confused very quickly, and rather than do that, you know, a lot of the time I'll just have people sit down in a chair and I'll start them up with something very simple, something like this Thumper game here, where all they got to know is how to function the joypad and push a button, and you get all of your commands on the on-screen prompts. And at first the game is pretty dang challenging. It's hard to get a good roll going, but once you get used to it, it really sucks you in. And it's the kind of game that you can take your average gamer that's used to playing with a controller or on a console or something, and you know, perhaps, and you can just tell them, hey, are you familiar with Guitar Hero? And they're like, yeah, okay. And then, bam, almost right away, they know what this game is all about. And even if they've never played VR before, you can strap the headset on and they'll be able to jump right into this game and have a great time. That said, Thumper is extremely demanding game. It's hard, it's intense. As you guys can see, there's a demon head right there. This is the main boss at the first level. And so what you guys have seen here is just basically the first level. You can notice that the music coordinates with the sounds a lot like a Guitar Hero rhythm style game. But like I said, this is good for people who are not very experienced with the VR world. And if you want to be introducing yourself or other people to the experiences, Thumper is something that I would suggest letting people check out. And you know, in that same mindset, just seated VR experiences in general, they can be a bit safer. They're a little less demanding. The learning curve is smaller, and they can serve as a really good introduction to something like this. And in their own, you know, they are not a step down from room scale whatsoever. They're incredibly entertaining and captivating, and I love them. But you know what, guys? I think that'll do it for today. I'm kind of wrapping it up on the Thumper for the video, guys. But make sure that you guys drop in LagRunner Gaming on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, you know, all of those wonderful places. And let us know what you guys are thinking. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you really enjoy what we're doing here at LagRunner Gaming, go ahead and follow the link down below to our Patreon page, and we will love to hear from you. Anyway, you guys have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This is CapNCrizow. Peace out.